The NAED Associate Service Award is presented to an individual from an electrical manufacturing firm that has demonstrated consistent promotion and support of the tenets of goals of NAED. This year, that individual is Jim Bracken. Jim has recently retired from GE and has been on a worldwide tour for the last 8 months. While Jim spent his entire 37-year with one company, GE, he has been able to spend both time on both the distributor and manufacturer side of the business. His peers recall his immense knowledge of the business and his ability to empathize with his customers and concerns. Please join me in welcoming Jim Bracken.
Good morning. It's great to be here. I guess you can just put me down for what John said. I'll tell you, I was very surprised and honored when I got the call from Larry Stern back in January. As they said, I retired from GE at the end of January, and I will say these days I'm dedicated to having a good time. That's been good. But to have my career punctuated at the end with this award is very special for me. It really is. I spent my whole career in the industry. Through that time, I met so many bright and talented people, and it's been a pleasure working with them all. I've also met some of the most successful people I know, and people who really, were self-starters and started their own business. I mean, people I really, really admire. So that's been the best part of the industry for me, has been the interaction with all those wonderful people. And most importantly, through that, I made a lot of great friends. So that's really from a personal side. Professionally, I will tell you the NAED contributed a lot to my career. Was always there for a resource for me. I was able to use things like EPIC training when I was in the distribution business and use that to train our inside salespeople. Used PAR data both as a distributor and as a manufacturer to educate us and benchmark us as a business, or actually as a manufacturer I found it very useful to help people back at headquarters to understand what distributors do and how they make money. And lastly, I think the market analysis work that NAED does has always helped us to kind of understand what's going on in the market and what things what trends to be aware of and how to prepare for the next year and the coming years. The other thing that I'll say about the NAED is the committees. They mentioned I was on a few committees. I will say the committee work was always fun. In the early days, got involved in the IDW, worked with Elena Gerticke on the Energy Audit Tool, Manufacturers Committee. And I'll say I always went into those committees with my goal being to give back to the industry. Unfortunately, I always got more out of it than I gave, so I still came out ahead even in that. And then lastly, for me, the NAED conferences have been really critical to my success and the success of our company. And I know as manufacturers in particular, we find at times that we grouse about how many conferences we go to, and is it the right location, is it airport convenient, is it last too long, should it be a day shorter? And I think those arguments will be going on 20 years from now. But I will say, without the conferences, I would have never made the contacts I've made over the years. I would have never met all the prospects and developed all the business that we got over the years, and I would have never formed the deep relationships I have, which have been really the best part of my work. So with that, I want to close in thanking the NAED for all it's done for me. I do want to thank GE, who over the years has supported the NAED. They've supported the industry initiatives and supported me and my colleagues in attending these conferences throughout the years. I also want to thank my wife, Natalie, who has put up with my travel for a lot of years. Natalie, I promise this is the last NAED I'm going to. I think. Anyway, but these days she's getting a lot of Jimmy time, so she can't really complain. Well, she shouldn't complain. And then lastly, I'd like to thank the NAED and all of you for this great honor. Thanks for allowing me to be part of this industry with you for all these years and to be part of the family. Thank you.